Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Mars, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. I'm in a good mood. I just figured I would reach out to you guys early on and let you know the name of the topic. Some people would think that this topic like really serious. It is not serious. It's a Saturday spotlight. I'm just reflecting on the situation I just had with my cell phone, and I'm going to talk about it. But it is worth the discussion about these cell phones, man. I realize I believe that these cell phones have definitely integrated themselves into our everyday life, business. I'm going to talk about it. This is kind of an open thing. Some people get all of, oh my gosh, I have a cell phone. No, it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes you got to have a little comedy elasticity. You know what I'm saying? A little comedy elasticity, which means that you can have these conversations and, they can be light spirited. Okay. I'm not talking about a phone addiction and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. Just be careful. Just be clear. I'm not talking about that. Every once in a while, a comedian goes to experience and you go, you know what? That's funny. And to me, this title was funny. Cell phones are from the devil. Now, before we get started, we want to go through our protocol. We want to make sure that anybody that's coming on the show for the first time, thank you for spending a couple minutes with us or a couple seconds. We appreciate you. And then you know what? If you're not able to stay the whole time, it's okay. Tell your friends, tell your family. You know what? We're here every day. That is the beauty and the miracle of having a daily show. We're one of the few that's out there, okay? We started this now, Ramadan. We are steamrolling towards having this show on for 365 days consecutively, 1 year consecutively. And that's all for the mercy and the barakah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when I have a show like we're about to have, sometimes you just got to lighten up, okay? Some people, I have to say this, some people, when we come up with titles, you think it's about you. It's not about you. It's just open thoughts. Okay. So let me get back to the people who may be coming on the show for the first time. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. If you don't mind, click the subscribe button, click the notification button, and the like button if you like the show. Hopefully we'll see you there. Also, let us encourage you to jump into the comment section and get what's known on the show as your shout out. Everybody comes on the show always gets the shout out. I really wish we had a tally of all the shout outs we gave, of all the goodwill we gave, of all the du'as we gave, of all the prayers we gave. You know what? That'd be amazing. And you know how like McDonald's used to have the sign over 100 million burgers served? We could have the shout out show over 100 million shout outs given. We're going to put that up one day. Satana, write that down. We're going to categorize our shout outs, inshallah. So I want to give a special shout out to my friend, my big sister, my big sister. She took a fall. So sister Eleanor took a fall, fell and hurt her back. She had to go to Walter Reed yesterday. And sister, we hope that you're okay. We don't want you doing too much. Mom called me and let me know what's going on. I appreciate you. I want you to recover, and you will be hearing from me today after the show. I'm sorry I couldn't respond earlier because my phone went nat turner on me, and I had no service. I had no name. I had no number. I couldn't call out. I couldn't receive calls, couldn't call out. And this is why cell phones, I'm going to have fun with this. But thank goodness that technology, even though the cell phone was out, the funny part was, technology has a way of working itself for the good. And my aunt reached out and informed me what was going on. So got a call coming from me. Everybody on the show today, let's give a big, warm well wishes to Miss Eleanor, Sister Eleanor, who hurt her back. Okay. That's number one. Number two, we're going to give a shout out to Sister Reed. Reed, we hope you're doing well. I have to make sure we give you a call as well. So, we got Reed up in here. Reed, all right. We hope that you're doing well. I got all my extended family having problems. Miss Eleanor fell and hurt her back. And Reed, we hope you are on the road to recovery. And I mean a robust recovery, a sustained recovery. We hope you're doing well. For those that don't know, coming on the show for the first time, Reed is the craft services director for the Shout Out Show, the official dietitian. All right, who we got up next? My man Altaf Rashid. Altaf is the ambassador from Canada. That's I've been saying. Altaf comes from Toronto every day to check out the show. So he is the ambassador, our international ambassador, but he's different. He's an ambassador for Canada, but he's going to be the official ambassador for the Shout Out Show, to Canada. You have now been given a position out top. Do your job, brother. Let me give you hearty salams. Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullah barakatuh, brother. You hung in there, and now I've given you a position to spread the shout out show throughout the great country of Canada. And make sure, my brother, make sure that you tune in with us, and we appreciate you. I know I'm making you an ambassador, and that's okay, but I just want to say I appreciate you. Next up, my little brother, Jay Thomas. Boy, I got some Sprint T-Mobile news to tell you. Um, Listen, I wasn't able to get that wallpaper up with Red Fox in the background, but I will get it. I have to work it out. It's something about the dimensions and the kind of stuff you could use on the background for StreamYard. So, but I did give it a shot, and we will work it out for the next time. Big ups to my little brother. Big ups to my sister-in-law, my nephews, Justin and Jordan. Big ups to Miss Maisie and Mamie and Vivian and of course Eunice and the whole crew. All right, big up to Milwaukee. How about that? Big up to the Milwaukee family. Just want to shout y'all out. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Who we got next? And of course, she remembered herself. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Satana, who is working the back of this program. She's working the machinery that makes you guys see my hands. I am not controlling this at all. Sister Satana she's the boss. She's engineering the show. She's stepping up in a big way. Brothers and sisters, make sure that we give her well wishes because you know this thing isn't easy. And a lot of times people don't necessarily take the initiative to find out about something. You know, sometimes you got to throw it on them. That was Sister Satana. She's trying to get better. And I'm telling you, she's going to learn all this stuff. Next thing you know, she's going to have her show. It's going to be the Satana Whitfield Hour. And y'all, she's going to be killing it. So, shout out to you, Sister Satana. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, healing and blessings to Sister Eleanor. Got to make sure our sister is doing okay. That's right. Everybody, if you got a well wish for Sister Eleanor, make sure you put it up. I don't mind waiting. All right. Mom said well wishes to both my daughters, Ree and Eleanor. See, you know, this is the beauty of the show. I can get to the show, but I believe these things are important. You know, if I was a talk show host and you saw me on late night, I'd shout out people. Make sure, you know, you know where I get the shout out from? Kinda. Al Jarreau, when he used to do his concerts in Milwaukee, they were the longest concerts in the world because everybody in Milwaukee came out to see Al Jarreau. And Al Jarreau knew everybody in Milwaukee. And he would stop his show because he'd be like, hey, Fred, man, how your mom doing? Hold up, man. Fred, how you doing? And it was annoying, I want to say, for the first 35 minutes. And then after 35 minutes, I really appreciated the fact that this world-class singer, this world-class jazz singer, loved the city and loved the people so much that he would interrupt his craft. Okay, he would interrupt his gift to just make people feel a little bit special. You know, I had this experience years ago when I was doing a show and the young lady wanted to come up, a little girl, maybe all of about 4, 5, 6, maybe. And she wanted an autograph. And in turn for the autograph, she was so nice. She made a picture of me on stage. And I thought it was so sweet. And she was so shy. And, you know, parents coaxed her, go, 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 go. And I remember what my mentor said when we're talking about young children, that they have to muster so much courage at a young age. And that courage made me lower myself to the point where I was kneeling down. Yeah, I was kneeling down and I asked her about school and I asked her about the picture and what her experience was and her inspiration for the picture and what she liked and things like that. And you know what? That was inspiration for the shout out. Those type of things are inspiration for the shout out. Okay. Now I'm giving you all this information for the shout out. Can we get to some stuff here that's bothering me? Now, this is comedic. I know some people are like, stuff in the law. Shut up. Shut up. It's my show. Today's topic is cell phones are from the devil. Hear what I'm saying now. Cell phones are from the devil. Brothers and sisters, cell phones can be your best friend and they can be your worst friend at the same time. Let me say it, your best friend and your worst friend at the same time. I'm going to tell you about cell phones. Here's what happened to me. In the middle of a production yesterday, I'm talking about high end production, working with cameras, working with directors, working with talent, all this type of stuff. My cell phone stops working. Now, there's two frames of thoughts when your cell phone stops working. Two frames. Number one, man, did I pay that bill? And number two, I did pay that bill. So let me give you number one. Did I pay that bill? And number two, I did pay that bill. There's nothing worse in the world. There's no worse feeling than when your phone doesn't work and you paid the bill. That's like paying your electricity on time and then sitting at home in the dark. That's like paying your water and can't get a drop out of the faucet. So here I am. I went through all the emotions of when your phone doesn't work. I couldn't call out. I couldn't call in. I couldn't do anything. And you know how it is when you suspect about your phone. You don't really want people to know until you know about your phone. Like people calling me up like, your phone is restricted. I was like, hey, I paid my bill. Shut your mouth. Because I had to check and make sure I paid my bill. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like this, well, I'm going to take care of it tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. I ain't had that. I had strong confidence that I paid the bill because I had paid the bill. That's number one. Number two is when your phone doesn't work and you talk to other people about not having a cell phone, watch them people look at their cell phone. Like, what's wrong? Is my cell phone don't work? They'll be like that. Oh, really? It doesn't? Like my cell phone doesn't work? I'm here to tell y'all something. I say cell phones from the devil. I'm going to tell you why. They need to have a support group for cell phones. Cell Phonesaholic, Sprint Anonymous, T-Mobilicious. I don't care what it is. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. The thing about the cell phone is, and this is how I say it, the cell phone's from the devil, is because you get so comfortable with it. It's like a bad habit. You could call it. You could call your cell phone. Look, you don't even have to use your cell phone. You could play games with your cell phone. You don't have to have a call at all. You don't have to have service. You can get on your cell phone on Wi-Fi and you can call people on FaceTime. My aunt called me. She said, your phone isn't working. I said, I know. She said, no, I've been calling. I said, hey, I paid the bill. She said, oh, okay. And then I called her back on FaceTime. I never even think the first time I ever like called somebody on FaceTime. And it was funny. And I was like, I am addicted. And I looked at this phone that didn't work. And I was like, you're from the devil. This is the only way I can explain it. Why are we still in this relationship? This is a toxic relationship. I paid the phone bill. You give me nothing other than the numbers of people that I put in the phone. You do nothing for my personal development. This is me talking to the phone. You do nothing for my personal development. All the friends that are on this phone, I would have had anyway. We just stay in contact because you're a phone. Yeah, it's a different energy when the bill is paid. And I'm going to say that because when I was in T-Mobile, I had all kind of attitude. I walked in that joint like George Jefferson. I mean, the lady, really, if I wasn't in control of myself, when I walked in like George Jefferson, I looked at that lady. I wanted to say, Weezy! But I didn't because she was half white, half Latino. So I didn't want to do that. But that was the way you feeling. Like I said, and here's the funny part. Is it me or when your phone doesn't work? Because there's stages of denial with the phone. Like they talk about your stages of grief. This stages of grief when your phone doesn't work. Last night, I thought it was this problem with the tower. This is how in denial I was. I got up out of my bed at 11:30 thinking maybe the tower doesn't work in my neighborhood. Got in a car, drove 6 miles to Walmart to thinking I'm going to turn on the phone and it's going to work. It was off. I was like, I just burned up 12 miles worth of gas messing with this phone. And then I started talking to the phone again, a phone that doesn't work. Why are you doing this to me? What is wrong? I start talking to it like it's a person. What's wrong? Look, trying to do surgery. Now you know you're far gone when you're like, let me go into the setup. What? What? Here's 2 words a black man should never say about his phone. I'm going into the settings. I literally said, when I made the U-turn from Walmart, I said, well, let me check my settings. Have you ever checked your settings on anything else other than your cell phone? Have you ever checked the settings on your bank account? Have you ever checked the settings on your car? Have you ever checked the settings on your air conditioner or your heater? No. You check the settings on your phone, and you do it confidently, knowing that when you get there, you don't know what to do. It's toggle switches. It's either off, on, green, gray, green, gray, green, gray, green, gray. You don't even have a lot of options. But you think you have options. That's why I said cell phones from the devil. Because you think that it gives you options. It's communication. Communication is not going to change. If I have one more problem with this cell phone, brothers and sisters, I'm going to be the first black man in America to have a Sprint drum or a T-Mobile smokestack. That's what I'm going to do. I'm encouraging everybody to just get apparatus to do smoke signals or a drum. Preacher Monster is going to have a Sprint drum, and I'm just going to beat. And you don't even know what I'm going to say. You're just going to know Preacher's phone is not working. That's it. I can't do anymore. You know what the killer part is? When the phone went out, I went through these levels of trying to logistically and logically figure out what happened. I'm not an engineer. I can't even figure out the tones on my phone. Like, people have different dial tone. I'm going to tell y'all something. If you call my phone, it's the same phone ring for everybody. And it's not even a fancy phone. Like, if somebody called right now, it'd be a real fancy. Hey, JT, call this phone right now. Because they have, Jay, call my phone right now. I'm going to tell y'all something. Because this phone, I had to get it rebooted. Hey, JT, call this phone. I had to get the phone rebooted. When the phone rang after I got it fixed, I didn't even know. Okay, I didn't even know that it was my phone, brothers and sisters. You know what ringtone I get for the phone? The ringtone I had growing up. It's the same ringtone. See this right here? What grown black man? Thank you, JT. What grown black man uses this phone? And this phone ring? I would never, ever answer this phone. You know why? I got ringtones in my head since from 1966. Thanks, Jay. Back to the show.
No problem, brother.
I'm gonna say something to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, all my black brothers and sisters. Why do we go for the okie doke? We know damn well it's a trap. You know why? We know it's a trap because the first cell phone we ever saw, I'm talking about in close proximity with regularity, was a dope dealer. And I heard a brother tell me, I got this phone for $1,000. I was like, what else does it do other than call? He said, it calls people. I said, well, no wires? He said, yeah. I said, brother, I can call people no wires. It's called yelling. Altaf says, yep. Always go through the 3 steps when the phone doesn't work. Shut down, remove memory card, turn off Wi-Fi. Well, Altaf, I did all of those. I'm here to tell you, I'm not being facetious. We went through 4 SIM cards. Hear me go, 4 SIM cards. Oh, and here's the deal. If you have Sprint, good luck trying to get a human being if you don't work for Sprint. Because I had to go through Sprint. And I'm going to tell y'all something. T-Mobile and Sprint are in a bad relationship. A bad relationship. T-Mobile acquired Sprint. Sprint has been slow to be acquired in terms of migration of numbers. It is an absolute circus, brothers and sisters. Circus. I'm at the T-Mobile spot. They're pulling up. They're like, who's on the account? I was like, me and my brother. They're like, okay. They call Sprint. Who's on the account? The lady goes, well, spell your name. Spell my name? She said, spell your name. I spell it. She goes, that's not the way you spell it. I said, woman, what did you say? She said, that's not the way you spell it. How do I spell it? She goes, I can't tell you how to spell it because it's on the screen. You have to tell me how to spell it. I'm like, lady, you need to fix this phone. And after 2.5 hours at Sprint Brothers, at T-Mobile Brothers and Sisters, someone had the bright idea, hey, maybe you got to activate the SIM card through Sprint. Yeah. So why do I say cell phones from the devil? I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to tell you why. Because it causes strange behavior. It causes unhealthy appetites. It causes craziness. I want you to think back to 1980, 1984, 85, 1990. Did you ever see somebody do this in 1980? You ever seen anybody do that? Take pictures of themselves? Let me tell you something. Some of y'all don't need to be taking pictures of yourself. And the hint is nobody want to take pictures of you. That's number one. Number two is when you take pictures of yourself, you have a statement that you're making. And it's not a great statement. We don't want to know about your life. When you take a selfie, who you going to show it to? Have you ever shown a selfie to somebody else? Ain't that weird? Like one person, here's a picture of me. I knew we were in trouble with cell phones when they put cameras on the cell phones. The first text I ever got, I didn't know what that was. I thought that was the Lord talking to me. Hey, you want to do lunch? I said, Lord's talking to me. No, Lord, I'm hungry. Then I looked and it said, Steve. I said, man, what the? He said, you never texted before? I said, dude, you talk about texting like I'm smoking weed. You ain't never tried weed before? No, you should try texting. This is my point, brothers and sisters. We cannot allow the devil in the form of cell phones to control our life, to take us away from the goodness of family, charity, and humility. Alto said, I applaud you for not having a secondary cell phone like most people. Alto, I ain't gonna lie to you. I have another cell phone, but it's not hooked up to anything. I just use that cell phone to save memory on the other cell phone. So I have all of my jazz records and albums, and I use it to go run in the morning. But you're right. The reason I don't have a second cell phone, you know why? That'd just be a double addiction. When you stop and think about it, how many people do you actually call? How many people in your rotation do you actually call? Do you really need a cell phone plan? See the hustle? How did they come up with cell phone plans and you ain't playing for a cell phone? Am I getting deep? Of course I am. Here's my other point. Cell phones are addictive because they lead to communities. Hear what I'm saying? They lead to communities, things that you're not used to. You know, I have this I had to get this new cell phone. My other one got stolen. I had this new cell phone, and when it rings, I like it. And I'm going to tell you why. It rings on my computer. I'm going to tell y'all, I ain't know how to do that. One day I was at the computer, it rang, and it came up with the computer. I said, oh, my goodness. But I like it because it says scam likely. Scam likely. So you didn't have to answer those phones. Who comes up with scams for a phone? You ever get a scam call? You're doing something that's important. You try and take it, and the phone rings, and you pick up the scam call, and there's nobody there, just cuts off. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And if at all possible, brothers and sisters, if at all possible, I'm going to get a phone that plugs into the wall and you can't take it all over the house. I'm talking about an old Andy Griffin, Sarah telephone that has stuck to the wall. I'm going to try and get it wired into the wall so you can't walk away. Because that's the other thing. See, when you're on a cell phone, back in the day, when you're on a cell phone, not on a cell phone, but on a regular phone, first of all, I want a bunch of phones in the house, right? Like my grandmother had one phone. It was in the kitchen. And if you want to be on that phone in the kitchen, you had to wait for the phone to be available, and you had to be willing for everybody to listen to your business while you on a cell phone. You couldn't lie because you can get checked. That ain't what I heard. That's what I'm saying. These days with the cell phone, you can go anywhere. When I say go anywhere, you can go anywhere. Let me add, and you could do anything. How many people got in trouble off of stuff on the cell phone? Text that went out, pictures that went out. Huh? Yeah. Dummy accounts, apps. I'm just telling you, we're just creating all this artificial mischief and we buy into it under the idea of the auspices that we believe that it makes our life easier. Have you ever thought about WhatsApp? Why do you need WhatsApp when you already have texting? Huh? Why do you need WhatsApp when you already have texting? I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need an app for another app? I have Sprint. The Sprint app I was using didn't work. I had to go to another Sprint app that didn't work. You know what? They have apps for banking. And I'm saying, yeah, that's practical. But at some point in time, what good is the app and we ain't got no money in the bank? I'm just reminding myself in a very, very ridiculous way that I need to work harder. There ain't no money in there. It's nothing worse than having apps to check on money that you don't have. My case in point, brothers and sisters. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are good things for these cell phones. But doggone it, I ain't feel none of them today. I didn't see any of them today. And I add this to you, brothers and sisters. Communication. Communication is always going to be communication. Cell phone is nice. At some point, the home phone was nice. The landline was nice. But communication. I'm talking about deep, meaningful, inspirational, realistic communication. Because cell phone is ridiculous. You know, a good friend of mine, Dobie Maxwell, talked about years ago. He talked about, the camera phones when you called into work, like the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? They put on that sick face when they called in because evidently the boss could see them when they called in. That's all FaceTime is. That's art. That's life imitating art. And FaceTime and things like that. These things are kind of intrusive, brothers and sisters. I don't like when people FaceTime me. Or worse, people FaceTime me and they don't put up their camera. Why don't you just call me? Can I WhatsApp you? Why can't you just call me? All that stuff is on the phone. I'm just saying. Let's see. Samir, people I know have a tablet for a second Facebook account, which they don't need. See, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm saying, and some of you folks, don't get me wrong. Why do you have a second Facebook account when your first Facebook account only has like 13 people? Your second Facebook account basically says, go back to the other one. We only have 2 here. You see what I'm saying? So for all of us with these cell phones, these devices from the devil, just, moderate on the use of the cell phone a little bit. Shout out to Ann and Mario at T-Mobile that got your brother straight. And for Sprint, I hate to go 1990s, but you get the gas face. I gave him the gas face. All right. My mom's phone on the wall is my speed. That's my mom. My mom. You call mom the number up. You say them old numbers like on Mayberry. Sarah, give me Springfield 92648. Like on the Andy Griffith show. Oh, someone called me from Jekyll Island, Georgia with a scam like that. I wanted to answer and say, Mr. High speaking. You got to do that too, man. You got to do that. And then people call you. This is my last one. If you call from another country, I'm not being mean. Stop trying to act like you have an English accent. If you're from India or Pakistan or Bangladesh or Africa, look. I don't mind that. Stop acting like you from Hoboken, New Jersey, or Washington, D.C., or Philadelphia. I know. I know. And when I tell you to call back, I'm not going to answer it when you call. All right, everybody. Let's get our sponsor up today. Here's the sponsors we don't have. Sprint is not a sponsor. T-Mobile is not a sponsor. Our sponsor, again, our greatest sponsor is, you can contact us at Permissible Laughter for something. Check out our sponsor, BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. If you don't want to go to the website, guess what you can do? You can call 1-800-679-3175. Again, that's 1-800-679-3175. Listen, I hope you guys had a little bit of fun today with my subject matter on the spotlight. Cell phones are from the devil. I believe that's going to be a funny bit coming out of COVID. Because somebody made a ton of money during COVID with these phones. I'm here to tell you. Did you notice that the phones didn't have to get vaccinations? I'm Preacher Mars. That's a shout out show. Call you later. Hey, everybody, this is your brother, Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your shout-out show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next shout-out show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarifa. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifatar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.